Fore players by Barstool Sports. It is Masters Week. Congratulations to everyone. We made it. It's here. It's real. Frankie and myself are about 30 minutes away from Augusta National. We'll be there this week. We got a lot coming, and I would say up to this point, it's Monday night at 6:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would say this has been the best Masters Week up to this point in the history of Masters Weeks that I've been a part of, with Tiger Woods frolicking all around Augusta National, looking like $1 bazillion, looking like he's 25 years old. Peach shirt yesterday. He's got the white pants and the blue shirt today. Everybody's talking about how good he's playing and that he's fucking playing. It's just a great start to Masters Week, boys.
I agree. It's I will say it's been a bit of a weird rollout for our guy Eldrick, because all last week I think everyone was expecting him to announce on Friday that, hey, I'm playing, it just felt like that was the buildup. Even if you didn't know what he was going to do at the beginning of the week, by the time we got to Friday, everyone was like, all right, he's going to announce that he's playing the Masters this year. Awesome. It was April Fool's Day, which made everything a little bit tricky. And if anyone who made a joke, Riggs, you included, you're all dead to me. That is something we just can't joke about on the internet. We can't be doing any of those things. And I saw that you did it. So right now you are a dead person to me.
I hovered over the send tweet button for a while, if that makes you feel any better. I wasn't sure if I should do it.
No, it doesn't. It makes me feel no better. We need a safe place and a safe zone at all times when talking about Tiger and the Masters. But then he didn't announce on Friday, didn't say anything on Saturday. So now everyone's kind of lost. Everyone and their mother is tweeting at us that he's still on the players list. And it's like, okay, I don't know necessarily what that means. And then Sunday he put out a strange tweet that was just like, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a game time decision. I'm going to keep going to Augusta all week. Congratulations to the name that I'm forgetting now, which is incredibly disrespectful. But
Anna Davis.
There you go. So it's an exciting week for sure. But it's weird. It's just been a weird couple of days. It's been nice to see him out at the golf course, and I'm 100% sure he's playing now. He wouldn't still be out there if he wasn't. But it's been a much stranger rollout than anyone was anticipating.
I think when you look deeper into it, it's actually not weird at all. Tiger Woods is in the field of the Masters, does not have to commit to anything. He's just going to show up. I think it's weirder to think that he had to make this grand announcement.
He's always done that.
I know, but that's always almost the weirder part, that Tiger's the only guy that has to announce that he's playing in a tournament that he's already in the field of, right? He's just, every other guy just shows up. They get the invitation and they show up. No one else has to hold a press conference to say that I'm playing in this tournament. This is something I'm doing. So the one time he kind of does what everyone else is doing, where it's oh, Tiger got hurt. He's kind of working out his leg. Is he going to play in the Masters? We're that's unacceptable. This is so bizarre. It's so weird that he's not making a full-blown announcement 6 days before he tries to join the tournament. That's
only true if you ignore all of the context surrounding it.
Yeah. I mean, I said that a little on last show, but I will say at this point, everybody says there's nobody bigger than the game. Tiger Woods is just fundamentally bigger than everybody is begging, creating little mocks, little films of oh, Tiger's playing, we can't wait, yada, yada. But they're not, I guess they're not being definitive with it, but
they're being definitive. The front page of the Masters app is Tiger Woods strolls Augusta.
Right. No, but exactly. But that's not saying we're playing in the field, but he is in fact here. Everybody's tiptoeing this fine line without saying he's 100% coming. And they're showing these little promo videos and the whole thing. If he says, I'm not playing, he is quite definitively just much larger than the game of golf, because everybody is going to be just railroaded by that information.
Well, to Frankie's point, is the Masters is different than any other tournament for all the reasons that we talked. But from a logistics standpoint, it's different in that there is a select field. There's only a certain way to get invited into this tournament. There are no alternates. So I saw a lot of people saying, Friday, and if you're not glued into all the intricacies week in and week out, of course you wouldn't be aware of this. But because this is what we do, we know that there's no alternate waiting. So Tiger isn't taking up anybody else's spot. There's no issue with him really waiting until Wednesday from a logistics standpoint. They're not going to have to frantically panic and try to get somebody in there. Tiger's just in the field. he just has a tee time. He's part of the field with the other 89 guys. And until he says he's not playing, they're yeah, no, of course he's playing. He's won the Masters 5 times. He's playing now. He hasn't played a golf tournament in 17 months or something like that. So clearly there needs to be something from just a human understanding standpoint that he should announce or will announce something. But I don't know if he just thought he could kind of roll in here last week and then at the beginning of this week. And like, because his statement, his tweet that he put out came off very much like, oh, I guess people expect me to put something out, so I'll just put something out. That's what it came off as. When
was it before 2019? He put out the tweet that was like, I feel like I can win, and it was a whole thing being like, I'm gonna play. So I don't know. It's been very odd, but Frankie is right to a degree, and it's what you guys are saying where he's in the field, and if he's gonna play, he's gonna play. If he's not, he's not. The Masters social media has been very interesting, I thought, the last couple of days, where the first picture they put out of Tiger didn't even really allude to him being on the grounds. Obviously, it was a picture of him, but all it said was, preparation for the Masters this week. It's a picture that all of us have been waiting for months and months and months, and them just sort of casually being like, oh yeah, people are preparing for the Masters, and this guy just happens to be here as well in this picture. How exciting is that? They're the best. They're that's what makes the Masters so great, is that they hold the keys and they hold all of the cool things in their hands, but they don't flaunt them. Like if we had that picture, if we put that picture out, it'd be like, I'm about to come seeing Tiger Woods at Augusta National, but the Masters is like, people are just out here preparing and Tiger Woods is here too. It's been a master class in social media.
Masterclass. They're a masterclass in everything.
And then they also put out that video of him yesterday, a 1-minute video of him walking the back nine. They deserve an Emmy for that video. I mean, that video, I don't know if I've ever seen something that good. He was like twirling his clubs. At one point, he was like flipping the golf ball up to himself slowly, and then it cut to him like climbing up. They clearly used that shot of him climbing up one of the mounds in the 11th hole with no issues whatsoever. It was so artistically done to basically, I don't know if they were trying to do it in a way that convinced Tiger that he should play in the Masters himself.
I think so.
Like, look how good you look, dude. Like, you really should think about playing. It was so that I couldn't believe that video hit me. And then to the point where I almost had to think, like, is somebody April Foolsing me on April 3rd? Because this video looks so, like, he should be on a fucking cane right now. He should have. And instead he's just, again, frolicking around the back nine of Augusta National, coming out on Sunday, the day before most guys really get out there, and there's not that many people, and there's no real patrons yet, and he just had Augusta to himself. It was shocking. The whole thing has just been, and the reason I say it's been so great is because we're not even a day into this thing yet. The practice round crowds today, and those photos of Tiger Woods, those screenshots of Tiger Woods, it looked like Sunday, back nine, Masters on the line. And it was the first tee. It was the 7th tee. It was like that you can't even see the grass because there's so many people watching this man. And it's Monday. We haven't even gotten to, like, we're 2 days away from the par 3 contest.
Oh, it's one of my buddies, like, put in a group chat, like, we were just talking about Tiger and how insane this all is. And he's like, who has the bigger impact in their sport, MJ or Tiger? And this has been a debate on every podcast and every group chat of all time. And all I did was just send the picture of the first tee, and I just wrote, it's Monday before the Masters. Tell me anyone has the impact that Tiger Woods has on anything, whether it be religion, business, sport. No one has the impact he does. He hasn't been talked about for a year and a half, 14 months, and then he just comes here and legitimately owns the day. Like, I was talking to Riggs on the drive down here. We flew into Atlanta. Nightmare of an airport that is. I don't know why it gets all the awards and all the glitz and glamour. It's too big, too much shit going on. It's fucking crazy. It takes an hour to get your bags. It's crazy. But we come back down from Atlanta and we're just talking about just how hilarious this whole thing is. And, like, I just started saying names of people we haven't thought about in the last 48 hours that are playing the Masters, like Jordan Spieth, like Rory McIlroy. Are you guys thinking about these people? Like they were on the range. Ooh. They were on the range and they looked like ball boys. Like I saw Spieth at one point was like giving nucks to Tiger, and I'm like, look at this child just giving nucks to a hero. Like these are legitimate superstars that we're just forgetting about and we don't care at all about. So it's like, you want to talk about the impact this guy has? He is the impact. Like Hasbulla, shout out Caleb with maybe the best video of all time. Hasbulla doesn't pump iron. He is iron. Tiger Woods doesn't affect anything. He is the effectiveness.
I think those guys you mentioned too are relieved that he's around and potentially playing because everything else
they strive off that shit, man. Like Rory McIlroy doesn't want to be second fiddle to anyone. He has fucking competitive edge to himself. He has this guy who's just a god amongst men at the other end of the fucking driving range, taking up all the fucking talk, and he's just like everyone just wants to see that guy. Rory's like, I'm a big dick over here too, man. I deserve some fucking camera time. You don't think a part of him does that?
Maybe, but the two guys you mentioned specifically, I think, have such demons at that golf course, one more than the other, but they both have their moments there where it's like, if the Tiger's not there, the storylines are Spieth on 12 and Rory trying to, complete the career Grand Slam, and that's just every single storyline. Now, like you're saying, for the most part, it's all about Tiger. So, yeah, there's probably a part of them because they're competitive, driven professional golfers that are like, no, I'm the shit. I have majors. I've done things in the sport that are important too. But I think largely the way they feel about it is, thank God Tiger's here so people don't focus on me with these negative storylines.
I mean, I don't think a single human being has uttered the two words Scotty Scheffler in the last 2 days once. And that man is the number one ranked player on planet Earth. He won 3 of the last 5 fucking tournaments. He just won, one of the bigger tournaments of the entire spring. He was just on the Foreplay Golf podcast. And nobody gives a shit about him, about Rahm, about DJ, about Morikawa, about any of these other. If you watch Golf Channel today when they had hours of live coverage from the race, the camera guy was like running around to try to get the Spieths and the Rorys out of the shot so he could just get Tiger Woods. Everything Tiger Woods was doing. He has risen from outside of the PNC and that one swing video, which yes, those were big moments, but for the last 17 months, that man has not really had anything to do with golf, hasn't really been talked about much at all. And he just appeared out of the clouds a few days ago and has stolen the Masters tournament. Nobody is talking about anyone else. These changes that have been made, which we are going to be the people that finally get into this and talk about this and go into the Masters because it's Masters Week. It's so exciting. But I just cannot remember anything like this where we're one day into it and the hype around this man and how well he's playing, how good he looks, the fact that he might actually play in the golf tournament has overtaken the entire tournament. So we got to get to all that. Tommy John. So Frankie mentioned we traveled all day. I got up at 5:30 in the morning out in Arizona, cross-country flight. I'm rocking my Tommy. You guys can't see, be a little inappropriate maybe in this, somebody else's home here to be.
Frankie will do it. There we go.
I do have my Tommy Johns on. I'm going to show them to you guys. Okay, they're right there too. They're so comfortable. They're just the only thing I wear underneath my pants and my shorts is my Tommy Johns. They're the best in the business. I got like 25 pairs now that I've bought over the last couple of years. I don't know how you can wear anything else. What are you doing with yourself if you're wearing something other than Tommy John?
You're uncomfortable is what you are.
In my underwear drawer, I have the top drawer in my area right there in the room, and it's just my socks, my little sockies, and I got my underwears. And I just have them nice and folded in the bottom right corner, and they're so thin and so comfortable that you can't believe how many you can stack on top of each other, how many Tommy Johns. And then I just grab that and throw them in my luggage, and I'm like, can you imagine living without these things? That in your hand as they're going into your baggage, you can't believe that you're going to be able to wear all those pieces of clothing. Like you're like, I'm giddy about going through all of them, the blues, the greens, like the grays, all the different colors. There's different lengths. There's different snags around the nuts. It's just something different. There's, what I'm talking about? There's like different variations somehow. We've gotten a bunch sent to us. I don't know. Some of them are looser than others. Some of them are tighter.
How about this?
I love this
right
all,
here.
Dude.
It says this right here. It says Tommy John's hammock pouch underwear. Hammock pouch is the best way to. It's like a hammock holding your goods in there, keeping you nice and snug and cozy. Dozens of comfortable innovations. Once you've tried Tommy John underwear, you will never go back. It is Tommy John's anniversary month, so whether you're trying them for the first time or a longtime fan, you can get 25% off site-wide right now at TommyJohn.com/4. That is an insane deal. TommyJohn.com/4 today for 25% off. You will not regret it. That is TommyJohn.com/4 for 25% off. So we got a little bit of a scheduling update. This podcast coming out on Tuesday tonight. We have an incredible video with Sergio Garcia. Thursday, we will have another podcast. And then Thursday, Friday, we will be doing live streams from the Barstool Chicago office. And then Saturday and Sunday, we will be live from the Barstool River North Bar in the Chicago area. And then Sunday, as soon as Masters play concludes, we will record a podcast, put it out immediately like we always do. So that is our schedule for this week. The Sergio video is maybe the most chaotic, maybe the most unique that we've ever done. We essentially did a speed challenge. We all teed off, and then we said, ready, set, go, and we sprinted down this par 5, and whoever finished and got their ball in the hole first won. That was it. It was total and utter. It was a shit show. It was just a complete shit show, start to finish.
Pure chaos. Trent almost
Best
died.
promo video I've ever seen. That's our number one promo video of all time.
It's our number one content in a promo video. We've done better. Like I think last week for the what video came out? Oh, for the hole-in-one challenge. I don't know what happened
Doc
with that
Redman.
promo video, but whoever Brendan or whatever, that one had a little bit of extra special sauce on it.
Yeah.
But the content in this one with the chaos and the cameras, I was talking to Riggs on the way down here. Like we grabbed people from TaylorMade. Like shout out Mike Essay. Is that how you say his last name? Like just he's literally like our TaylorMade rep over there along with Barbuti, and he's just grabbing a GoPro and sprinting down the fairways with us and Sergio Garcia. Like we have real TaylorMade people like actually helping us film this content. It was it's something we've never done before. I mean, I don't know. I almost hit Sergio with a 3-wood. I just hit it over his head. It just missed him. So everything about that video is going to be all time. I cannot wait for that to come out. I laughed out loud watching it. Like legitimately was so giddy to watch that trailer. I can't
Yeah, you
wait
did.
For it to come out tomorrow.
I was watching Frankie watch it in the car, and he was laughed out loud like 10 times.
I was like kicking the front seat as if I was like a child. I was so excited for it to come out.
I mean, that the mic is right on me when I'm breathing as heavily as I possibly can, so that's nice for everyone to hear. The whole thing, the video's great, like you guys are saying. It really made me love Sergio too, because to be like game for anything, those are the best type of people in the world. And for Sergio Garcia to be one of the guys who, when you pitch him this crazy idea and you're like, I don't know what he's gonna say. I mean, he's fucking Sergio. He doesn't need us at all. So he can just tell us to go fuck ourselves. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And those are the best type of people. It's a great video. I can't wait for people to see it because it's really fun.
So that is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe, Tuesday night. So make sure you check that out on our YouTube page. Okay. Masters. I got a few more things on Tiger Woods, but I want to go first to the golf course. So there have been a few changes to the golf course. There's always a few changes. These ones are the most notable. So the 11th hole, it says, and this is from their official release, Masters tees move back 15 yards and to the golfer's left, fairway recontoured, and several trees removed on the right side. This is the one I'm most interested in visually because I've been seeing from the women's amateur, which is won by a 16-year-old, which is crazy town, Anna Davis. So there's so much. They've taken out a bunch of the trees, left a few of them, so it almost has a little bit of a 18th hole at Pebble Beach kind of look to it, where some guys are going to hit some shots that catch like short grass and fairway type stuff. And am I frozen?
You're good now.
Yeah, I was moving my hands. I don't know. I was wondering if everybody else was frozen. Then I saw Frankie moving his head. Trent, you look frozen too, so
It's
I
a
wasn't
little
sure.
spotty.
Oh, I should have moved a little bit more. It's
Yeah,
amazing that you guys are in the same house and you guys have different Wi-Fi.
Am I been spotty the whole time?
Not the whole time. No, just like for a couple seconds there.
Is that
But also the listeners don't know we're spotty.
Listeners don't know, but I just want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. 11.
Good. Well, I'm glad we're good now. Thank you. It's got a bunch of trees on the right side, 3 or 4 trees, it looks like, that have fairway now on kind of the right side and that go underneath it where the trees are almost kind of in the middle right side of the fairway. It was hard for me to tell just from pictures and from a few of the clips from the women's amateur, so I'm excited to see a lot more of it. But it's going to have some really cool visuals, I think, people hitting their second shot into the 11th green with like trees and fairway and give, again, that kind of 18th hole at Pebble Beach vibe where Tiger hit that 3-wood from under that tree, where people were hitting balls from the fairway with maybe some tree trouble. So a little bit of a different look on 11.
Yeah. No, it's amazing when all the photos start to get, sort of squeaked out. What is that? The aerial Georgia, whatever that account
the
is.
Eureka, whatever that account is.
Whatever, he just flies over and you really can't believe how all those pine needles are around every single tree at Augusta. I mean, like, I know we've seen it, we've been there, but from the aerial shot, even just the smallest trees have just a little bit of red right around them. It's crazy. Like, if you were building a golf course in PGA 2K, you wouldn't even think to do that because it's so insane to be like, that's so unrealistic that every single tree would have a little bit of a red surround around it. I'm talking every single one individually. It's nuts. So yeah, Augusta is a place that is, we're lucky to have it on this earth with all the crazy shit we have on this earth. The fact that Augusta exists is insane. It's a slice of heaven.
It is. Couldn't agree more. And you are right that these trees that I saw that are even out there by themselves in the fairway have a nice little ring of pine straw around them, and they look perfect. They are perfect. The 15th hole, par 5, Masters tees move back 20 yards, and the fairway recontoured as well. I think this one is going to, of all the changes, have the biggest legitimate impact because we see people obviously go for the 15th green all the time. If you rewatch the 2019 Masters final round 100 times like I have, you're watching guys hit short irons, mid irons into that green very frequently. I think Tiger had like 220 something in, and he hit like a 5 iron. But even he was hitting that little fairway finder kind of coming down the back nine, whereas Brooks Koepka hit a 7 iron in on Sunday in the final round and had a really good look for eagle. They moved it back 20 yards. I think that the Eureka kind of satellite account that we were just referencing said that both Tiger and the Aussie that he was playing with, Cameron Davis, that he played with on Sunday, they both reached that green or hit it near that green in 2, but they both had metal woods in their hands. So going from mid-long irons to woods into that green is going to be quite the difference.
You said they recontoured that fairway. Did they bring the rough in on the right-hand side? That's what I remember hearing last year. Are you aware of that? Just because that shrinks it if the rough is thicker coming in off the right, because then you've got tree trouble on the left there. And I haven't seen anything that detailed that shows that, but that certainly shrinks the landing zone. I'm not sure if you.
I don't know if they brought the rough in. I think they've just changed the humps and the mounds. And I know people have been kind of posting photos of the 11th hole and the mounds around the 11th green, and just that they look a little different. So I think they're maybe talking more about that than bringing the rough in. But we'll find
Tiger
out. That's another thing.
Tiger speculation and Augusta speculation are off the charts. Like when you don't know what's going on, they burn out the whole golf course and then they regrow. It's perfect green. It's like, what the hell are they doing to this thing? It's always fun to see.
Every other golf course in the world like advertises the changes that they're making. They're like, this is what we're doing. And Masters or Augusta's like, no, you'll have to come and find out. And if you don't figure it out, then that's on you. It's an amazing thing. It's so much
fun to be a part of hiding all the secrets there, right? Regardless of what they may be, bodies, changes to the contours.
Well, that's just secrets are super fun. Regardless,
it's like Disney. It's like you don't want to see the
when you're on the right side of them.
You don't want to see the characters walking around downstairs smoking cigarettes. But when you're on that side of it, you're like, you know what? This little thing we do down here in these tunnels under Disney, it's a pretty cool thing we got going on because no one knows that this exists. I would love to be on the other side of the Augusta magic.
Of course, I also picture it as. It's obviously a very old place. It's been around forever, but I feel like the bones of it nowadays are as high tech as it possibly gets. Like with the tunnels and the systems that keep the golf course perfect. I feel like they've probably done a lot of work into. They've put a lot of work into like making it seem like an old, beautiful traditional place, but like under the surface, I don't know. It's like technology that we've never even seen.
Well, the technology's off the charts when it comes to the app. I mean, I don't know. Is it IBM? Right. Whoever's like behind that? Is it Watson? Is it that robot that's just smarter than everyone else? Like, what's happening on that app is fucking psychotic.
So good.
Like now they've added this thing where I never actually had an account with it, so I made one this year. I always just went on the app and like whatever, you just looked at things. But now I like put my email in. And you can then see anyone that's in your contacts list. If they also are logged into the app, you can see when they're viewing the leaderboard and you can just click on their name and like their video will pop up. Your FaceTime, your screen will go into 2 screens. Top would be the live feed of the Masters. Bottom would be a viewing party with you and your friends as you all watch the Masters together on the app. They have a messaging feature where you can all have a group chat within the Masters app, so you don't have to flip back and forth. But they also have a FaceTime feature where you can actually invite your friends to a get together within the app and all watch and enjoy the Masters together. They're doing things that You know,
right?
it's
Like
crazy.
that's
like
not
the
even on the
golf course,
menu for most things. Like I didn't even know
Right.
that was possible.
Right. Other companies can't get that. So whatever they're paying IBM, they're basically telling IBM, like, we're going to be the only ones to have this, but you go out and build it and make that happen. Because nobody else is doing that.
People use it for 6 days a year. It's got the best technology.
True.
And the only time people use this app is for 6 or 5 days a year.
Also, in the when you create and look at your profile, it doesn't call you by name. I think it just says, hi, Masters Patron. So it's just like, you don't have a name.
No, it says hi, Frankie. Mine.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Mine
So
says,
before you create one, it probably just says.
mine just
Masters
says
Patron.
you can't see it on there. This stupid, Cameron, obviously audio podcast, but for those YouTube. But mine says hi, Masters Patron, which is just like I'm barely a human being that gets to be part of this experience.
You're just part of the sea of people, pal. They're like, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome to the app.
100% though. The bones of the course, and I mean I would imagine if whoever like Eureka Earth, if that person's name got out, do they get killed? I mean they get, because like they're the only eyes in that anybody ever gets every offseason. It's like the same imagery, the same drone. It's like Frankie, you're talking about where bodies are hid. Like who is that person? And if they revealed themselves, you got to think they're getting a talking to.
Would you rather
Yeah.
get an all-access tour of the White House or Augusta National Grounds?
Augusta National.
Augusta National.
Every
Okay.
sixth grader gets the White House tour.
Yeah, but I'm talking everything though. There's got to be things that they don't
Grow up,
publicize.
Trent.
at the-
Jesus.
no, I'm just saying. I bet there's things they don't publicize at the White House. They can't
Fair.
have, just for security reasons. They can't have everything out in the open. So those would be interesting. Or you go to Augusta and you get to figure out everything.
I've gone to the White House. I've been in the Oval Office. I would say that I want to know what's going on in the White House, just because there's definitely there's an aura in there that you can't believe. I mean, I've been to Augusta. It's fucking amazing. I'm saying 2 things that people probably want to fucking murder me for. Like, I've been to 2 amazing places, but man, I don't know, dude. That's a tough question. You guys are kind of like brushing that off. Like, Augusta is Augusta. At the end of the day, there's just a golf course behind it.
Yeah, but
behind the White House,
a trapdoor in the locker room, or like basically a trapdoor in the White House is kind of like the secrets of Augusta or the secrets of the White House,
or the secrets of like how the world is run and shit. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I guess
you could
to
find
me-
like God back there is like chained up to a wall or something. You don't know what's you have no idea what's happening.
Hold on, God's in the White House or God's
Yeah, you don't
chained
know.
in Augusta? I'm saying that.
Either one, bro.
Those
You
are the
got
White
no clue.
Well,
You got
all
no
right.
clue.
Biden's
dude.
got him at the White House. Lurk.
You got no clue.
Like Augusta, we know about the golf course, we know about the clubhouse, we know about things that are sort of there, and the White House, we know more about it. Like you could see what's inside the White House, and there are these trapdoors that you can kind of see. But Augusta, I feel like there's more that we just don't even know exists. You know what I mean?
But the part that we don't know exists is the stuff that we never want to know exists, because that's what makes it Augusta. Like, because like it's not. I bet you it's not as glitzy and glamorous as we would hope. It's just a bunch of like dudes that DM us like, yo, I actually work at Augusta. Like, this is what happens. Like, we just get to see all the cool shit because it's just like Disney. We're not seeing fucking Mickey Mouse smoking a drag downstairs, talking about how he can't match with anyone on Bumble. Like, we're just kind of seeing the green grass, dude. That's all we're seeing. The White House, if I get to see that person smoking the cigarette, I'm like, well, what are you in charge of? And where's my tax dollars going? You know what I mean? I want to know why I'm paying for this library down the road.
Where have you got God? Where's God at?
Where the fuck's I just burst through the White House. I'm like, where the fuck's God at,
Bro,
dude?
that's the type of person who they haul off the premises and send to jail and prison. The guy who runs in and says, where's God at?
Where's that dude, Jesus H. Christ, man? You know,
Get this guy out of here.
Speaking of, did that dude perfect thing kind of like, I mean, unbelievably jealous to do it with Bryson, but like, that definitely is weird. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the most pristine place in the world.
So we got to talk about this. Frankie and I talked about it on the way down a little bit, which is the third time we've said that. We talked about it a lot on the way down. But it's a perfect segue because we got to talk about Dude Wipes first before we talk about Dude Perfect being out at the whole, Augusta and Amen Corner. Listen up, dudes. And Harry Higgs is a big dudes guy. How would you like a chance to win a trip for 2 with airfare and hotel included to spend a night with the one and only Harry Higgs at a top golf venue? I bet you would like that. Our buddies at Dude Wipes have teamed up with their partners Harry Higgs and Top Golf to put together this amazingly unique golf experience. Just imagine swinging the sticks and hanging with one of the coolest dudes in golf. and the winner will get hotel and airfare for two. You can, trust us on this because we've hung out with Harry Higgs. He is indeed the man. To enter, you simply go to dudeproducts.com/topgolf. That's dudeproducts.com/topgolf. Enter your email. The contest promotion will run the entire month of April, and the winner will be announced in early May. So stop whatever you're doing right now. Go to dudeproducts.com/topgolf. Enter to win a trip for two to spend a night with Harry Higgs. He is the man at Topgolf. Great time. Imagine you have drinks, you have food, you hit some shots, you'll hang out with a really cool guy. So go to dudeproducts.com/topgolf and check it out. So the Dude Perfect thing for me, real quick, when I first saw it, obviously intrigued. Is this real? Is this photoshopped? Is it April Fool's? Is somebody messing with us? And then I thought, and I mean, it was kind of like, okay, they're playing Augusta. That's kind of cool. And then the more I got into it, the more I was like, well, actually, this kind of fucking stupid because what are they doing? And Frankie made the point very well of that. I wouldn't be interested in anybody doing what they were doing on any course ever. Like what they're hitting like fucking lacrosse sticks and basketballs and shit around Amen Corner. Like, that's not that interested me. If they actually went out there and were like, yeah, I'm an 11 handicap and I'm playing Amen Corner, I'd be like, that's actually interesting. I want to see these guys really experiencing it. So that to me right away, like, I haven't even watched it yet because I just was like, I'm just not that interested in it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not a Dude Perfect fan.
Well, Dude Perfect has like 60 million subscribers on
they're
YouTube.
huge.
We fucking have like 200,000 and we're grinding over it. Let me tell you something, though. I genuinely am not a Dude Perfect fan. Same reason I'm not like an Impractical Jokers fan. And like shout out to Tommy Smokes. I think if you have that type of humor, you have no sense of humor. So like it's just like slapdick comedy. Like, we're going to hit a basketball towards this fucking hole. And I get like what we do is probably fucking cringy to other people, but and when I say this, it's going to sound like I'm making the case for us to go play Augusta and do a video, but I genuinely do think if you have amateur dudes going out there, finally getting the access to play Augusta National, it's going to come off really fucking petty and jealous. I do think that you should just go play the golf course and see how you do. Like, that's what we've always fucking dreamed of seeing. Every group chat you're in with your buddies, every single time you debate about Augusta, what would you shoot there? How would you play the 12th hole? How would you play the 10th hole? Like, what are you doing in that shoot on 18? Like, they didn't showcase any of that. They literally hit like fungo baseball outfield fly balls down the fairway. Like, I wouldn't want to see that at Eisenhower Blue. Like, so I don't care how far you can hit a baseball on a golf course. And I don't know. It just that's not bringing in like a different generation of golf fans. I know that's the speculation of why they invited them. It's like new generation of golf fans. They get to show them a new side of Augusta. But dude, the other side of golf and the new generation like kind of wants to see like how like a regular person that's never going to go there plays. I think, at least that's my own take.
Yeah, my takeaway was a selfish one, and you don't have to be a Dude Perfect fan. Like, if you're not into that, like that's what it is. You just go to a different video. But selfishly, as another person, part of an internet YouTube brand, it did feel like it cracked the door open for things like this to happen at Augusta National. You know what I mean? Like you can not like the video and it seems like, it's not our cup of tea, which it's not. But like for guys in our specific position, I took it as very good news because the fact that they're even open to having that happen means that they're hopefully open to more brands coming in. Again, I said my reasoning or what my takeaway from it was selfish, and it is, but that's how I felt about it. When I saw that, first of all, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way did they actually get to do that. And then my second one was like, all right, maybe the ice is thawing a bit more than we thought at this place, and they're going to open the doors to, alternative media outlets. That's good news to me.
Yeah, both Riggs and Frankie both said like, yeah, it'd be nice to see like an 11 handicapper play this golf course. So I think there's definitely a selfish approach to it. I mean, they did one of the cooler things though that any human being could do, and I think
I don't think they were at the grounds, but I don't think
totally
they did was
that's
cool
what I'm saying.
All.
Right, because it's different, but like you're still on, you're in that section of the world and you're standing on that green. I think like that by itself is one of the cooler things a human being can do in this life. And yeah, the content might not be for you, but it was like amazing that it even took place. Like I was doing like a double take. I was like, is this a green screen behind them? Are they like faking this or is this real? It's like, and then I was I was like so fascinated with like what shoes they allowed them to wear. Like, were they wearing sneakers? And it was like, no, they're actually in golf shoes. The whole thing is interesting. But Trent, I think you make an amazing point in that. From a selfish, our point of view, if that door cracks at all, that's the most exciting news. I mean, other than Tiger Woods playing the Masters that I've heard of in the last couple of days.
Right, because that was before it's a steel door that's welded shut.
Oh, yeah.
And it's buried under concrete. And it's in a location that nobody knows about. So the fact that this took place, again, I'm going to keep using the word selfish, and it is, but it's good news for guys like us. I would be curious, to Frankie and Riggs' point, I don't know enough about the Dude Perfect guys, but if there's a golfer in that group who is like really into golf, I'd be curious his opinion on like, do you wish that you guys had just been able to play the golf course as opposed to doing what you guys had done? I'd imagine the answer is yes, but that's not what they do on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, and they know what gets clicks.
Definitely.
They don't need fucking pats on the back from us. That's why I'm not sitting here sucking their ball sack. Like, great, they fucking got to, dude, these guys have been doing shit like crazy. Like, they got to fucking do something on the field right before the Super Bowl. Like, Dude Perfect is not some like a bunch of dudes that just fucking go out there and they got lucky to be at Augusta. They are the biggest YouTube sports brand ever. They have 60 million subscribers on YouTube. They're billionaires. Like, what are we talking about?
How many views do you think that video has already?
10 million.
2 days ago. It was posted 2 days ago.
10 million.
Anybody else want to guess?
I have no idea, but that sounds like a huge number. 5 million.
I said 22. I said 22 million.
That's a good guess, Riggs. It's 5.1 million views.
So yeah, they're putting asses in the seats, and like I would hit as many golf
still
balls.
an amazing amount of views. That's more people that are going to watch the Masters.
Massive number.
If you tell me kick this soccer ball towards that pin and you're going to get 5 million views, I'll do whatever you want me to do. So I'm not.
That's
I'm
right.
Not,
That's right.
I'm not taking what they do away from them. I'm just saying that like. I'm actually glad you brought up like the cracked door thing because that's kind of where my point is going. Is like, I guess if we had one chance to do it, if this is our one chance, that's what I'm most disappointed about. Yeah, like I don't know that this is like a cracked door. I think maybe there's stuff behind the scenes, like someone like got Dude Perfect in. They know someone, like it was like an opportunity to maybe take a chance once in a lifetime of like, all right, let's see if this works. It obviously did work when it comes to views, but like I don't know that now every year you're gonna start seeing a bunch of guys with a buffet of bits on 12 at Augusta. I just don't know if that's like the door that we got opened by the Dude Perfect guys. I'm just like, if we had one chance to see real shit happen there, that was our chance. Also,
they might be so much bigger than us that the door is not even the same. It's not even in the same neighborhood. The door that's like been open, like it hasn't changed our house or our structure or our safe access in any way. It's like they're just.
I did not realize how many subscribers they had, dude. That door is still sealed shut.
They have like 55 million subscribers.
I must have that number's so large that I didn't even think that it was like I thought you were being. I thought it was hyperbole. I thought you were just saying that number.
What's the actual number?
57.3 million subscribers.
Dude, they're not even in the like. If they took a shit, it'd get more views than us.
There's no
we
door.
Literally like
no
try
door.
to jerk people off to get to 200,000.
Also, if Jake Bass makes this a promo of us like shitting on fucking Dude Perfect, I'm gonna fucking strangle him. Don't even fucking put this on the internet. Like we're not shitting on these guys. These guys are fucking unbelievable content creators. They are.
We are a mosquito that like flew into them.
Mosquito we're not even worth the spray that the mosquito gets killed by. You know what I mean? Like you can't even go to the store and get the spray. Like that's how big they are. I mean, look at the numbers. 200,000 is embarrassing compared to
57.3 million subscribers. Is that the number one YouTube channel on YouTube?
No, like Jake Paul and Logan Paul have to have more, I think.
57 million.
Dude, they might have.
You can't get 57 million people to. You can't get 57 people to do something. You got 57 million of them,
dude. They might have picked up more
dude,
subscribers than we have since the beginning of us talking about them. They might have picked up 200,000
easily. It's like when, dude, Jake Paul and Logan Paul don't even have 50 million combined.
This is what I'm saying.
What are we talking? What's the dude that gives all the money away? Mr. Beast. What does he have? Mr. Beast. Hold on. Let's look at this motherfucker.
He might be bigger. He's huge.
Oh, okay. You want to know how much Mr. Beast has? Guess. Guess how much Mr. Beast has. 92.8 million, dude. So now these guys are on a fucking get out of here. Get out of here.
It's numbers like this that make me just feel like we're doing nothing.
And for context, for all our listeners, like we are in this world, like we have 208,000 subscribers. That's like you do like pretty well on YouTube. Like YouTube, like we're like a big group. We have Barstool, so like, but when we see like the back end stuff, like YouTube, like puts money towards videos. Like you got like just to open the door for like these listeners. When you see a number like 92 million subscribers, we're talking millions of dollars. I think an episode that they put out, like that, like they just get from clicks around the world. It's fucking insane.
Also,
what we're talking about.
A little bit more context, the Barstool Sports YouTube just recently crossed 1 million subscribers. And that's a big fucking deal. That's a big deal. And think about how much work Dave and everyone has done for 2 decades at Barstool to grow. I know we haven't been a YouTube company for all that long, but like it's a million subscribers. That's a big deal. They send you a gold plaque and it's like, holy shit. And then you've got, you know, all these other brands or Dude Perfect and whoever else we named that have 50 plus million. That is serious shit, man.
Mr. Beast did a world's most dangerous escape room video 2 months ago. Just a cute little video, him walking through an escape room. 79 million views. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I almost want to take back my door point about Dude Perfect and Augusta because that's disrespectful to them, and I'm not meaning to be at all. I was just hoping that alternative types of YouTube content creators are getting inside the door at Augusta National. That is not happening.
We are so infinitesimally small compared to those people that they could do whatever they want. Like they could run around Amen Corner with their wieners out, peeing on the goddamn golf course, and that's just
we're just like fuck,
that's
man.
Better than anything that we're going to be able to provide for Augusta National. It's just not even close. So, yeah, I look. End of the day, we can talk numbers and all that. I didn't like it when I saw it. I was kind of like, all right, but that is a different crowd. It's YouTube-y. Good for Augusta being like forward thinking and allowing that kind of access to a crew that does that kind of shit. I think that's cool. It just wasn't necessarily my type of content. So, you know, that's great. That's good for them. Frankie's. Oh yeah, there's one of our boys.
He's dancing.
Kids
waving to a child.
Literally in the home now. So we got a family coming. Frankie's.
We're at a home. Really we're at a home in South Carolina. We're here at the Augusta National. Never met the people. Beautiful house, unbelievable house. But Riggs has put me out here. He knows some of the people, but he has put me out in the middle of the outdoor restaurant area, the outdoor kitchen area that I'm at.
Would you like, by the way? You have an affinity for that outdoor kitchen.
There's a little girl, and she's just waving at me through the window.
Yeah, you're talking like Chris Rock after he got slapped right now.
This is something that's happening. I'm in something right now, Trent. You know I am.
I know. I can feel it.
I'll do an ad read while you get comfortable. Owen's Craft Mixers, okay? Owen's is around here, actually, this week. The Owen's crew. Just add Owen's. They give anybody the ability to make a high-quality cocktail right at home. It's perfect for people like us. And I got some more Tiger Woods stuff that I want to break down. And I cannot tell you how much I'm enjoying how uncomfortable Frankie is.
Hello.
The whole family looking at him. Oh, this is great.
Hello.
By the end of this, too, we're all going to be best friends with him. But poor Frankie's just in one right now. Sorry about that, Frank. Owen's Craft Mixers. You literally just pour your favorite liquor in, and then you just add Owen's, and you got yourself a phenomenal cocktail, whether it's a Mule or a Barstool Transfusion or a Lurchie Paloma. Owen's is at the majority of stadiums and arenas across the country, so if you're going to a game, get yourself an Owen's cocktail. If your local course, your local bar doesn't have Owen's, tell them to get it, especially your local golf course or golf club. Go in, ask for the food and beverage director, say, hey, I really like this Barstool Transfusion, or I like the margarita mix, or I like the grapefruit and lime. Can you please get Owen's in here? They will reach out, owensmixers.com. You can go check out the store locator, but they'll reach out, get it, and then you can whip up your favorite cocktails there, or get it for your home, get it for, whenever people come over, you're entertaining. Maybe you just want to make a cocktail at night while you're watching live from coverage, whatever you want to do. Owensmixers.com is going to help you. You can also order it on Amazon. You get it delivered in less than 30 minutes on GoPuff. That's how quick. It comes in less than 30 minutes. Is that true with this GoPuff thing? 30 minutes? What is it, a pizza? It's amazing.
No, it's just, that's the world we're living in.
Just add Owens.
A tight
That's
window.
all it takes.
That's a tight window. 30 minutes is a real tight window.
It's unbelievable.
Flying over traffic in 30 minutes. If you're saying all you get is 30 minutes, there's not much you can do in 30 minutes.
30 minutes is very few.
Could you get some of your favorite Asian food in 30 minutes?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pays.
It's a difficult question for me, or it's not difficult, but like I will say the delivery times in Cedar Rapids, Iowa are different than the delivery times in New York City. Things come pretty fast. But 30 minutes is pushing it.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. We got to get into a little bit more on the Tiger Woods front because he showed up wearing Footjoys, which I think had the entire golf world stunned. Tiger's obviously been a Nike guy forever. Now he had the accident. He's in a unique position. Who knows what? You okay, Lurch?
Yeah,
we almost lose you there.
I don't know. Something cramped my whole system there got tight. Couldn't really
make
breathe.
sure you're
About
all
how
right.
like just a sneeze could just end it all for you. You know, like how much stuff happens right there.
You ever
Like your
see
your heart just could have went boom. Just as
Totally.
yeah.
I was calling around today trying to get a doctor's. I mean, I haven't seen a doctor in far too long. We talked about it a little bit on the show. So I was trying to get to a doctor here in the next couple of days because then I'm traveling for pretty much 3 weeks straight. Couldn't get to a doctor, so now I won't have another appointment for a month. But I'm sneezing sometimes, and I'm seeing stars. And I'm just thinking about what my body's going through to just keep me going. When I sneeze, like that's got to be such a shock to the system. First of all, the back can give out. All of a sudden, your body's in it's like you got punched. So I appreciate you asking about my health, Riggs. I'm fine.
Well, I just want to make sure you're all right, and get the assistance that you may need.
Somebody asked how many pimento cheese sandwiches I could eat. So I've never been to Augusta, but when you guys go tomorrow and you're on the grounds, give it a look and estimate because I'd love to know. I took the over on 20 based on the price point.
Okay, so we have been there and those guys are there. I was gonna say easily 10. You could, because I think when I was there, I crushed 5 in one day.
If you were committed to a tee, how many could you have?
I bet I could touch 8.
I know you could touch 10.
No, Lurch, so it's that nice like white Wonder Bread type where it's like it just goes down really easy because it's like the stuff that you had when you were a child. It's like the stuff from movies and everything just tastes perfect. Maybe it's not the healthiest option, but it just tastes amazing. At the end of the day, man, I think you knocked down. I think your over-under is legitimately 16.5. I personally had 6 egg salad sandwiches and my farts were horrific. I remember standing on 12 and I was just tooting, man. Just like everyone's looking, and I was like, man, what else am I supposed to do? I've eaten egg salad all day, so it's the greatest place on earth because everyone's just like gassy and just eating all this kind of just junk food.
You got to find some room. You got to find some room around that course.
Did you guys see the prices? $1.50 for a sandwich. You're talking $2 for a soft drink, $5 for a, what do they call it? An American ale or something like that, American IPA. Fucking
they keep it
place,
real simple.
Man.
They've just they've got to figure it out.
So Tiger Woods rolls out wearing Footjoys. Okay, he again has the whole leg situation. Everybody understands that. So there were reports over the last few weeks that he's been testing different shoes, that he's been walking all around Medalist to see if the leg can handle walking because clearly any golf that he's been playing, he's been in a cart at the PNC. He was in a cart. He shows up and he's just been wearing Footjoy golf shoes. Now, clearly the quick answer would be like, the leg, he's got to find whatever works for him. But, I mean, it's Nike. You're telling me Nike can't just take any shoe that he has decided, Tiger Woods has decided this is the right shoe, this is perfect, this is the one I can play the Masters in. Nike can't just make that shoe identical or just scratch off any FJ logos and put a swoosh on. Like, they can't just come up with any other solution. He's walking around with just another company on his feet. Is that not one of the most shocking things you've ever fucking seen from Tiger Woods?
Yes, and I would imagine at Nike HQ, they're in meltdown mode. That they couldn't figure out how to get him a shoe that he felt comfortable wearing. I would imagine
company. It's crazy.
They're a shoe company.
They're a shoe company. Before apparel, Nike's a shoe company. Now, I know they're more of a runner side, but they're a shoe company.
I read the book. It's a shoe company.
You didn't read it.
At the end of the day, that's like probably with the surge of the surge.
What are you looking for?
Well, I was just say resurgence.
So focused on Riggs, like in the chimney. It's really hard to listen to.
Like the surge of Peter Millar, like the surgeons.
Boy, I'm not even quite sure what we're looking for.
Oh, the brand. You're saying like the surge.
I'm saying like in the surge of like these new brands in apparel. I would. The emergence.
Emergence?
The emergence. Fuck yeah, Trent. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't curse.
Way to
I got
get there,
children.
Trent. Way
I
to
got
get there.
children
Find
like
that.
playing
That was
around with
nice.
like all their like Easter toys here.
You know what that
That's a fucking word I was looking for.
You know what that
is
felt like to me? It
emergence.
was like when you spell a word so wrong in a word processor that it doesn't even give you the suggestions.
Yeah.
That's how I felt with
The
Frankie.
worst
Right
feeling in
And
the
dude,
world.
we're about to go on the dozen. That's how my brain is off. I need to go to a real brain doctor soon. But the emergence of these other companies like Peter Millar's, when they're dominating apparel, I would say the most influence that Nike has on golf is their shoes at this point. So like for them to miss out on the shoe of Tiger Woods, I mean, in a given round that I'm playing golf in at a local golf course, I don't see much Nike apparel. I do see Nike shoes from time to time. That's my point. Is like for them to miss out on this fucking thing is huge. And there's rumors going around. I don't know if you guys got the same DMs as I did, but like everyone was caught off guard. One guy like works for FootJoy that messaged me and was like, nobody here knew that was coming. We're like running around headquarters being like, how is this possible? Someone from Nike was like, they didn't know. So yeah, I've gotten a bunch of messages saying like he kind of just showed up and did it, which is very uncharacteristic of Tiger Woods. I feel like he's the most calculated person on the planet.
So let me ask you this. You think Tiger Woods just walked into the pro shop at Medalist and was like, hey, give me a pair of those Footjoys right there?
I think Robbie Mack brought Tiger Woods no less than 75 pairs of different golf shoes. No less. No less. And he went one by one. And he didn't just walk down like the hall. He went like maybe a mile in each shoe.
Yeah.
Walked his backyard golf course, hit a couple chips, came back, tossed them out, put them on, walked in the back, played with the dog, kicked a couple footballs or soccer balls around with Charlie, put him back. And that went on for days. You know what I mean? That went on for days.
No, I think the research was extensive as well. I think there's no way it's any other scenario. It's a
Tiger
big deal.
does anything that's not a big, you know, like a big process like that. Like, do you think he like just wears any underwear, or do you think he like tries every? You know what I mean? Like everything has been calculated.
Right,
So
like
high.
He's trying every hammock you can get in a pair of boxers. You're saying.
Yeah.
Walking into a pro shop and just buying shoes off the shelf, that's something we do. That's not something Tiger Woods does. So, yeah, it's
also like
stunning.
tell me a time that Tiger's not been prepared for a situation. So just with that alone, like he's gonna have a shoe that he's selected. The shoe would never select him based on a lack of availability of other shoes. Like it's just like, oh, I only have 3 options. It's like, no, I've tried all the options. This is my shoe. So
This also speaks to Tiger and who he is and the attention he draws. We're talking about his fucking shoes.
we are talking about a shoe, and people care.
But it's super interesting. I care. I really care.
Yeah, but like imagine if Jordan came back from an injury and he was just wearing like Adidas shoe. People would be like, "What? Like, what do you?" It's just I don't know. It's so surprising.
Somebody in that press corps on location. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to burn one of your questions with the shoe question. I know you probably got want to ask him a million other things, but we, as the people on the outside of the walls, we need to know what's going on with the shoe. So you got to ask him.
Somebody's hitting him with the shoe question for sure. Somebody's hitting him, and you think he's ready to answer? He's probably should be like, "Oh yeah, I don't know. We tested shoe. I don't know what he's gonna say."
He is so inextricably tied to Nike that it's a question that has to be asked. And if his answer is just like, "Oh, I kind of like these Footjoys one day," something else is up. We need a full answer on what's going on, and I hope we get it. I don't know if we will.
Yeah, me too. We got a big presser on Tuesday. Show's coming out Tuesday, so people, you'll see our reaction. We'll obviously break it down for the podcast that comes out on Thursday, but we haven't listened to it yet because it hasn't existed yet. I imagine there'll be a lot of questions. Do you think that by the time of the press conference, he says if he plans to play or not? Because at some point, I know we did the whole thing about there's no alternates on that, but at some point they have to like announce and release tee times and groupings and everything. He knows that.
I think Trent's right. He eventually is going to put out just like a tweet that says like, yeah, I'm playing, or sorry, I'm excited to play in this year's Masters tournament, yada, yada. And then it's done. But because like, I think he just...
You think there's any chance he doesn't play?
Everybody gets these weird DMs and tweets. I got a couple weird ones today that I did not like. That like, he looked like he was straining a little bit walking. He looked a little hobbled. So I didn't like those ones. So I do think there's still a chance that he doesn't play. But I still think it's like he's playing, I would say 95, 90%, 99% he's playing.
If Tiger Woods doesn't play in this Masters, is it the most disappointing thing that's ever happened in sports?
I was going to ask the exact
ratings
same
plummet.
question.
The ratings plummet because nobody knows anybody else who's playing in the tournament. No, as we said earlier, no other golfer has been mentioned. It's like he is the whole tournament.
Oh, that'll be so disappointing. If I almost feel bad for the media, the other media, not us, although we are media, who are then, if that happens, they're like, all right, I guess Rory's going for his career Grand Slam. It's just like, fuck. It'll be the most disappointing thing in sports history if Tiger Woods doesn't play this year.
It's like being a fan of your favorite team and them losing during warm-ups. You're just like, why am I now going to watch the rest of the... Like, they've just announced that the Yankees don't have a chance to win tonight. So if you're going to watch, like, you might as well turn it off now. Like, that's like what I'll feel like. Like, all right, I guess I'll watch for the sport. That's kind of like the Islanders
season, right? I mean, you're watching just for the sport. They can't make the playoffs.
Well, the funny thing about that, Lurch, is number one, the Rangers literally can't beat the Islanders at home. It's an embarrassment. If Kreider goes cold, the Rangers are a joke. And second of all, the Islanders are 11 points out with 1 game in hand on the Capitals and 2 games remaining against them. There's a chance this team goes on a miracle run. We're not getting crazy, and we're not going to start saying anything, but I'll say this. I'll come on my own face if the Islanders make the playoffs, and that I just said that in front of a full-blown family. Full-blown family.
You're not. They're going to kick you
Won't
out
be
on the street.
Time.
You can't have a guy like that around people.
I will.
Your face changes so fast when Lurch brings up the Islanders like that. It was really an amazing thing to watch.
Yeah. Last year I said something horrific about my dog if the Islanders would have made it to the Cup. So luckily I left him out of it this year. But no, we don't have to talk about the Islanders. It's Tiger time.
It's Tiger time. Yes. I mean, I think that would that be worse than when Tom Watson didn't get it done in 2009 at the British Open?
God, that was so disappointing. Yeah. Tiger,
I think so too.
It's just he's playing, right? He's playing. Tell me he's playing.
I think he's playing. I did see there's been some selective coverage, I would say, to a small degree, because I saw some stuff just like Lurch did, and I just didn't touch it or post any of it. I was like, no, I'm not. The only thing I'm tweeting about is all the stuff that's like Tiger's unstoppable. He's playing. He's hitting it farther than JT. He looks perfect. His swing speed's really high. He's hitting the ball speeds in the 170s. He looks great. I saw a few things that were like, yeah, they were like, I wouldn't say he's limping, but like it's limpy at times, and he looks a little, he's kind of struggling to get around in certain spots, but overall it looks pretty good. I saw a little bit of that, and I just didn't touch any of it. I was just like,
the term I saw a lot was laboring. I didn't like that term at all, laboring. And I saw that couple tweets.
I just think he would know by now. He's self-aware enough and knows his body well enough that he's showed up to Augusta now on Sunday and Monday, and he's got a presser on Tuesday. Like, I think he would have pulled the ripcord already. And I don't even think he would have showed up today if he didn't think he was playing. Like, Sunday is one thing. Sunday, he's like, I'm going to simulate a real round at the Masters, and I'm going to see how my body feels when I wake up. To then show up again on Monday and be, hugging everybody. He hugged Billy Horschel on Sunday or whatever day that was. It just seems like he wouldn't be doing all of those things if he still had doubt in his mind, is what I think.
There's a bunch of great, for every laboring quote, there's also insanely positive quotes. Like,
yes.
If you follow TW Legion, shout out to those lunatics on Twitter, but like every time you see the siren go off, it's insane. Fred Couples says he was texting Tiger daily, said that TW was hinting in the weeks leading up, and said Fred recalls him saying, I'm feeling good. Todd Lewis reports that this is 37 minutes ago since we started. Todd Lewis reports that Tiger wants to play 9 more holes of practice at Augusta. Fred Couples also said that Tiger could contend. So, I mean, it's like every single tweet. And then TW Legion just said Golf Channel has obtained unseen footage of Tiger playing golf as a kid. It's coming up next. I mean, they're just so dialed in right now. It's insane. Danny Rappaport followed Tiger and said, like, he has 170 to 176 ball speed. His chipping was immaculate. Aside from, he goes, he's just ready to play, and he could just like win this thing. I mean, everyone's talking about how he can contend. Laboring's fine.
It's literally a roller coaster ride. It's like the highs and lows are off the charts, especially, you get some message from somebody and then you see Fred Couples say he could contend. It's like, what am I even doing in this life?
The Tiger Woods Legion, I have to give them credit because, we're missing something with Tiger Tracker. Tiger Tracker is no more. Golf Channel layoffs. Who knows where Tiger Tracker is? Miss Tiger Tracker. But Tiger Woods Legion, which we've gotten into before, Frankie had to issue a public apology to them. But they're killing it this week. They've been my go-to. Anytime, if you're away from your phone for a few hours, you got to drive for an hour, 30 minutes, you miss. I just go straight to that account, and they don't miss anything. They get it all up there. They present it before you. Yes, they're fanboy, but that's fine. That's what they do. They've been great this week. They've been must follow. And, yes, it's all the little bit of positives. Yeah, of course, I don't think Tiger's going to be sprinting around Augusta. Come Sunday, he might – it might be similar to 2008 where he's starting to get a little tougher and a little tougher for him to walk, and it's starting to get a little more sore as the week goes on. But if he's swinging and hitting that ball speed out there at 170 to 176 miles an hour, and people are saying he's hitting drives out there with JT, that he could contend, that he looks good, I don't care if he's in a wheelchair in between shots. Like, if he's got the game, he's got the game, boys. I think we're fucking full systems go here. And I can curse because I'm not the one outside in front of the whole family right now.
I think he's playing.
Dude, 2 months, you can go back to like, what is it, 5 episodes ago when we were just debating this, like before he was even going up to Augusta and before there were reports of him practicing. I said there's no chance this guy plays. I said maybe the Open Championship. I said 0% chance he plays at the Masters. So we can't let that like get away from us. We can't act like
that's away from us. That is gone, Frankie.
I know
gone.
It is because of how
you don't think
much
we've gone
hype
all the
there
way
is,
over the ledge now?
We have, but I want to go back to the place where we actually said on this show that if he tees up the ball again at Augusta National, it's one of the biggest wins in sports history. The guy almost died, and the fact that he's doing it at this one is even more surprising. We said after the crash that if he go back and listen to after the crash, we said if he ever walks again, number one, we'll be happy. Number two, if he ever tees up a golf ball in competitive golf again, we will be stunned and like over the moon. We're talking about if he's going to play Augusta tomorrow in a practice round. What are we talking about here?
But remember the conversation we had with Rocco Mediate when we were saying,
I want to see it now.
I want to see, and that's right. Like once he's okay and his leg is fine and he's able to hang out with his family and do all that stuff. Once all that is okay, I want all of it. I want every bit of it. And I know what you're saying where, when you're in a certain scenario, in this one specifically, where a guy drove his car off a cliff and they didn't know if they were going to have to amputate his leg or not. In that moment, you're like, man, I sure hope that, he's able to live a normal life and maybe one day we'll see him tee it up. What an accomplishment that would be. He has pushed us so far down this tunnel now where it's like, if he tees it up, I want to see him win. And if he's showing up, he thinks he can win. So he puts us in that scenario. And I think he wouldn't be there and he wouldn't be playing if he didn't think he could win. He's been saying that his whole career. So now if he plays, I want him to win.
Yeah, the expectations are unreasonably high, but they're that high because Tiger Woods set them that high himself in his performance, in the way that he speaks and approaches the game and has dominated the game and has become as influential as he is. He has set those expectations that high. And then when he comes out and he's got his peach on and he's smiling and he's hitting shots and he's chipping it and he's doing all his unbelievable swag that he's got, twirling clubs and flipping the ball among his fingers. Like, I want all of it. If Tiger Woods tees off and bogeys the first hole even, I'll be devastated. I'll be like, no. We need to get let's get it going. What are you doing? Immediately you're going to be back into it because we demand the best from this guy. We expect the best from this guy because he's the greatest person to ever touch a golf club. So if the greatest person, the greatest player to ever touch a golf club comes to a golf course where he's won 5 times in his career and he believes in his own heart of hearts that he has the game to compete, then anything less than that is disappointing.
I'll never use this as a source aside from this situation, but my buddy Rob, because he's just like a lunatic, but he was saying he was watching TV and Mike Tirico had a funny quote essentially echoing what we've always said, but at one point he was like, if they don't show every single second of Tiger Woods, they've made a mistake. Essentially, he was like, when he sips water, show Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And then he finished it saying, if somebody else makes a hole in one, hang on to the footage until Tiger leaves the premises and then show the hole in one. Like that's how much we need him, and then we need him now. We need him right now.
I trust the Masters are the one. It's the one group I trust that'll show us every bit of Tiger if he plays.
Yeah. I mean, based on how round one went today, practice round one, it's just like they got to show everything he does.
Yeah.
Yes. And they are, and they're doing a good job. Body Armor does a really good job. Body Armor Lyte is the low-calorie sports drink, hydrating your active lifestyle. No sugar added, no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. We grew up thinking sports drinks that they were offering us 10, 20 years ago were good for us. Turns out there were a lot of bad in there. Body Armor has figured it out where they taste phenomenal, and they've got all kinds of good things in there for you. They got electrolytes, vitamins, antioxidants, coconut water. Tastes great. It's the official sports drink of Dustin Johnson, your 2020 Masters winner. It hydrates the top golfers in the world. All flavors of Body Armor are available for order on Amazon right now. People are always trying to feel healthier. Lurch is going to try to acquire a doctor for the first time in probably decades. Health, be better, live longer, be able to play better golf, all of that. Body Armor Lyte is going to help with all of these things. It is the low-calorie sports drink hydrating your active lifestyle. Again, they got the electrolytes, they got the vitamins, they got the antioxidants, they got coconut water, and they taste fantastic. So go check out Body Armor, available for order on Amazon right now. Body Armor is excellent. Okay, Tiger Woods, we've spoken about him plenty. Plenty. The 18th hole, they also added 13 yards to the back of the Masters tees without necessitating a change of length in the hole. So they basically just extended the back tee, it sounds like. So 18 will play a little bit longer. Weather, Tuesday looks horrible, which is going to be mine and Frankie's first day on site. Potentially, weather looks, horrific. Like there might be mostly a washout, especially later in the day. So, around noon or 1 o'clock. Wednesday, it's like scattered thunderstorms, but that should be fine around this time. And then maybe a few showers early in the morning Thursday, but then afternoon Thursday, and then all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look pretty damn good. One day might be a little chilly. I think Saturday, the high might only be like 60. So it might be sweater weather. But the rest, I think all in, the shitty weather is going to be midweek. And then once tournament play gets started, I think the weather is going to be pretty good. So hopefully,
of course, it's going to fucking rain tomorrow. It's insane, but hopefully we get something. I gotta see the par 3. We gotta see the par 3 contest. That's something that's always been on my bucket list. I think it's going to be okay for that. Looks like early morning scattered showers, then a huge block of just sunshine and mixed clouds during the day. Tiger Woods going to be out there skipping balls across the water. I can just feel it, and I just can't fucking wait. I love every second of it. Speaking of the 18th hole, did you guys watch the drive, chip, and putt challenge at all? It was on Golf Channel.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. I apologize. I got to jump. I got to help some family issue, so I got to run. But I love you all. Enjoy the night. No problem.
Love you, Lurch. See ya.
Love you, too. See you, boys.
Bye, Lurch. Love you. See ya.
I think her name was like Mia Hammond, the 15-year-old girl that won that division. I was locked in on this contest because I had just watched the like 9 to 10-year-old boys division right before. They couldn't make a putt. And all of a sudden these like 15-year-old girls came out there, and there was all these storylines about like one of the girls like came 1 inch short like a couple years ago in like the 8 to 9 division. She came back with a vengeance, and like, bro, they were draining these putts on the 18th hole at Augusta National. I'm talking one girl went two for 2. And no one else even came close out of all the other divisions. No one even came close. She drained 2. And then the girl, Mia Hammond, I think was, because they said it was like Mia Hamm, but Mia Hammond. Mia Hammond came out and drained 2 right back in her face. It was crazy that she stepped up there and there was like fist bumps on 18, and the dads are going crazy and the moms are crying. And like, it was just like, I really never locked in on the drive, chip, and putt. And it really is such a cool event, and like how intense it is, but then also how like laid back, like the parents are. You'd think that they'd be like super like over their shoulder saying, but they were so happy when they finally made the putt or missed the putt. It's just amazing that Augusta does that. It's such a cool look into like that's really growing the game for another generation. I mean, you want to talk about freaking dude perfect. Like that right there was awesome. If you're a freaking 12-year-old kid playing golf, you watch that, you're like, so if I just like get really good at driving, chipping, and putting a couple years, I can go fucking play there. Are you kidding me? So yeah, really cool stuff. I just wanted to give that a shout out because I had a lot of fun watching that final putting contest. It was insane. Best putters I've ever seen.
Imagine how nerve-wracking that would be too, hitting those shots at and you don't get to like build into a round, right? Because it's like this is the contest. This is your basically 2 shots to shine. That's it. That's all you get. You get 2 drives. You get a couple chips. You get to hit each putt once, and that's it. You just have I think it's just 6 total opportunities after all of this. You've worked all year long. You've gone to locals and then regionals, and then your family, you flew to Augusta. You're here at Augusta. I bet all fucking Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah, whatever holidays you celebrate, all your family's like, wow, you're going to Augusta. And you're young and you're like, oh my God, it's built up to this big thing. Now you got to go out there as a 9-year-old or an 11-year-old or a 13-year-old. And you have to hit these fucking shots at Augusta National on Sunday. You got Bubba Watson's out there and the chairman's out there. It's and then they just go out there and do it. They hit phenomenal shots, like you're saying, Frankie. I can't even imagine that stress level and how nerve-wracking that would be. So it was really, really cool to watch. What an amazing thing that they just invented that drive, chip, and putt a handful of years ago, and how cool it is. And then that coming on the back of the women's amateur, where they just battled down the back 9. Anybody could have won. There were 1,000 different names in the mix. And then Anna Davis, this 16-year-old, with a gutsy finish, holds on. I think she was 2 strokes back when she finished and ended up winning the whole thing. There were some amazing stats about different ages. Somebody in the drive, chip, and putt, I think, was older than the girl that won the Augusta National Women's Amateur. So it's just the whole thing, getting the youth involved and allowing there to be something that different realms of the game can strive for that includes Augusta National that just didn't exist for 80 years is really, really cool for them. So yeah, I agree. We should shout that stuff out and all the activities and things that go up and build up into the beginning of Masters Week. It gets overshadowed by Tiger Woods. Everything does. But yeah, that stuff's phenomenal.
Yeah, imagine being was J.J. Spaun. I was watching the Valero Texas Open. The guy had 172 straight starts on the PGA Tour. Finally won. He gets a admittance now into the Masters tournament, and that guy might as well be a doorman this week. I mean, that in any other sport, if you go on a drought of 172 starts and finally get a win, it's an amazing story. You played lights out, guys ahead of you collapsed. You finally got into the Masters, the biggest stage of your sport. That would be a pretty damn big story in baseball, hockey, football. That would be highlighted. Tiger Woods rolls into town. You might as well open the door for him, clean his shoes off, and just go pack your bags and get the hell out of here, JJ. You're done. Your week's over already. I'm sorry. I watch him go out and win this, and there's no I'm not trying to throw shade at JJ Spaun. That was an awesome story. Really nice guy. It's just he's a fucking nobody this week. And I'm just trying to highlight how amazing Tiger Woods is that I really fell in love with that JJ Spaun story on Sunday, and then I forgot about his existence on Monday because of Tiger Woods.
JJ Spaun would agree with you, I would imagine.
He has to, because
he's
probably forgot his own existence.
And he would say the reason I made as much money as I did winning the Valero is because Tiger Woods exists. That paycheck is a lot smaller if Tiger Woods never existed. So certainly no one in the golf world doesn't understand what's going on this week with Tiger Woods potentially in the mix. So I hope JJ Spaun wins the Masters now. That'd be fun.
I think even they're surprised by it, because this is, you can tell by way of Scott Van Pelt, the way he's reacting to it, and the ESPN caddy. I always forget his.
Michael.
Michael, yes, Michael. The way he's been reacting on his hits on ESPN, and every major reporter that's always there and has seen Tiger's run, they're even what the fuck is happening here this week? They've never seen it to this level. Those pictures on 18 of the practice round today are insane. They're absolutely insane that's a practice round.
It's crazy. The whole thing.
It is. It's getting dark out here.
No, I can't believe it. I mean, looking at the footage, I can't believe it. It is getting, you've changed a lot in picture. I had to come over here and plug my computer into the wall, and now I'm just sitting in front of this beautiful fireplace. We're doing okay right now, Frankie. Actually, we're doing okay.
We are doing okay.
The JJ Spaun we were watching. What do you think the first place prize was for the Valero Texas Open? Maybe you guys know this, but we looked it up because we couldn't believe it.
I wouldn't have said it was much, but now the way you guys talk, I would have said 900,000 or $1 million.
I mean,
around.
I was gonna say, yeah. I feel like everyone's over $1 million now. Like I would said 1.1.
$1.5 million.
Wow.
Fuck, man.
Isn't that incredible? I was with you guys.
before or
I thought
after
right around
taxes?
1. I think
Do you
that's
know if they
before.
do that? It is, okay. And it depends on where they win it. It changes. If they win in New York,
I would
they
assume
get
so,
screwed.
yeah. I would assume so, but I don't know for sure. But I think because in the NHL, that's how it is, right? You get paid by which state
Yeah.
you were playing in. So yeah, I think that's probably
Dude,
it.
I mean, what was the first place prize for winning the Masters like 10 years ago? I feel like it was around there.
I know. I don't disagree with you. I bet it probably was, and it's just skyrocketed. And if you go back to what it was pre-Tiger, I mean, it was like, I feel like it was like $300,000 or something you won for first place. And now, I mean, the players winner was $3 million, right? $3.5 million or something like that.
I think it was 3.6 if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, what is that? What are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Kisner finished 4th, and he got $980,000 for. So it might be, yeah, you might be right. It might have been like $4 million he got. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
You know what we don't talk about that often? That's probably one of the cooler events in sports is, and I mean, maybe it's not, but I saw it on the schedule today, is the amateurs dinner. So we talk about the champions dinner all the time, but I think tonight or maybe tomorrow night is the amateurs dinner. And like, so what is it? The 6 or 7 amateurs that are in the field just get together and they get just everything that comes with Augusta National inside the clubhouse. I'm assuming they're like at the same table that maybe the champions dinner is at. Like, that's a fucking amazing experience. That's something I didn't know that came with being an amateur at Augusta National.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that doesn't get any love, almost none. All you hear about is the Tuesday Champions Dinner, which Trent and I dropped Mr. Gary Player off for one year.
That's right.
While he told his stories
It's
the entire
so strange that
way
happened.
there, which is almost a forgotten part of our history here on this show. The bets, Barstool Sportsbook. So I obviously the Masters tournament, betting on golf is as fun as it gets. Really, I would say for the last couple of years since the Barstool Sportsbook launched, as much fun as I've ever had watching anything is when we've been to Philly, we've been to different places. Were we in Philly both years? I think we've been in Philly both times because we had the 2020 and then the 2021 Masters like 4 months apart or whatever it was.
Yep.
But going and betting live on golf and betting on golf in the Masters throughout the week is phenomenal. So we whipped up some excellent fun wagers for this week that people can get behind, and we'll tweet all this stuff out. You can check it out on the Barstool Sportsbook app. But we have the Unders Club. People are clearly familiar with the Overs Club. The Unders Club is going to be focused on the number under par finishing score of the winner. So they're obviously going to set that based on conditions. They got to see what the rain comes in at. But, if the winner is 12 under or 14 under, whatever that number is, they're going to pick a number. If you join the Unders Club, you bet that it's going to be that number or lower. You bet $100, and we have an excellent piece of merchandise included with this.
Yep.
Excellent piece of merchandise that is going to go out to every person who joins the Unders Club. And if it hits, everyone's going to get this hoodie that has one of the coolest designs I think I've ever seen in the history of seeing merchandise.
Yeah, no, it's a really fantastic piece of merchandise. It's spring themed, I guess we can say. It's spring golf themed. It's very, very cool. We worked really hard on the alternate logo of our B with the cross T's, and everything is very cool looking. It's an amazing hoodie. We weren't going to do a jacket because it's not as you're not going to wear a jacket as much for golf as you are, but with hoodies, we are the hoodie gang on the golf course. I love it. I'm really happy. $100. You have to go bet that, and you also have to opt in. So you can't just go and bet the underscore, the under that it's going to be lower than the number that we put out. You have to opt in on the app. So go to the exclusives. Go to Bet with Barstool. Make sure you hit opt-in before you place that wager, $100 or more. We're all going to be riding it hard. We're going to be if you're coming to Barstool River North in Chicago, make sure you're on that bet. We're going to be going crazy Saturday and Sunday, watching that number like a hawk. It's going to fluctuate. Like, let's say it's -11. We're going to be at -8. We're going to be 9 under. We're going to be 10 under. It's going to keep going. We're going to be going crazy when it gets to 13 under. Maybe there's a bogey and then it's back to 12 under. It's going to be so much fun to be able to jump on that bet together. A lot of fun.
And then, again, we're going to be in Chicago. So we're going to be posting endless videos. We're going to do live streams of us tracking all this stuff in real time. You just get so immersed in it when you're doing it. It makes it so much more fun to watch. And look, yeah, we're all going to be rooting for Tiger Woods. We're rooting for the Kevin Kisners and the Max Homas and all of our favorite players. But every tournament in golf, your guy might not be winning. Maybe none of your guys are in the mix. And the fact that you get to activate this to make watching the Masters that much more exciting and that much more fun in real time, it's just awesome. It's something that we've all known was around, and you're all trying to you throw money there, you get involved with the buddies there responsibly, obviously. Now you just got the app via Barstool Sportsbook just in your hand, in front of your face, and you can just activate it and get involved on fairways hit, on greens and regulation hit, on one-on-one matchups, on all kinds of fun stuff throughout the entire week. And we got a bunch of bets that are going on in the exclusive sections and the Bet with Barstool section. So go check those out. Go check out the Unders Club, and we got a few more that we're obviously going to put out in the on social so that you can figure out what we're getting behind and join us in that regard. Okay, I wanted to go through a few players, and I just had a couple. I had a couple players, a couple quick questions that I wanted to throw your guys' way. One of them is: will Zach Johnson break 80? Yes or no?
What the fuck?
Well, I got a few. I mean, we got a bunch of these. I was just kind of yes or no. What do you think?
Oh, that one is just randomly generated. You just kind of came up with that one. That just happened to come across your desk.
You'll see it's kind of an assortment of different stuff, different players and storylines. And, he's the captain of the Ryder Cup team next year, so I'm not sure how much his focus is on golf. He hits it like 220, so it's a long course. I'm just not sure. So what do you think?
I'm gonna say no, Trent.
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
All right.
This guy, he's got one of those green jackets. You know that, right?
It was a weird year. He laid up the whole time, and there was wind. It was kind of weird.
You guys, you guys are. This is tricky territory for you because he is the Ryder Cup captain now. So you guys are bordering on treason with these types of things. So I would just, Riggs is probably into it. He's probably like, this is he's trying to trap Frankie into doing this now. He's trying to trap Frankie into treason. Frankie, don't let it happen. All right, you just did with that answer about
just
Zach
ask
Johnson.
the question, Trent. Just doing a little Masters preview here. About the players that are in the Masters tournament.
Frankie, you have the look of a guy who just realized that he committed treason, which you did.
I didn't commit treason. You don't need to have them be good golfers to lead us to the promised land in the Ryder Cup. I mean, he's leading a team of absolute juggernaut monsters. It's the Monstars versus the Looney Tunes next year. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, I could lead them to a victory next year.
That angle I also don't like. That's going to be your guys' angle. That Frankie without a fucking brain could
exactly.
lead this Ryder Cup team to a victory. No. They picked Zach Johnson for a reason. He is a leader. He is a leader of men. He is the Ryder Cup captain, and yes, he will break 80 at Augusta National.
I think he's going to break 82. We'll find out. Will Bernhard Longer make the cut? Now, I'll give you a little bit of background. He's obviously, I think he's 64 years old now. He has made the cut in 6 of his last 10 Masters appearances, tying for 8th in 2014, which was a little bit ago, and becoming the oldest finisher in tournament history when he tied for 29th in 2020 at age 63. Will Bernhard Longer make the cut this year?
I'm going to say no. I think the old man's got, it's time for him to start dwindling down. It's crazy what he's been able to do. He's been dominating on the tour of champions, the Champions Tour. I think it's time for him to get a little humbled for a second. I think he's going to have a tough go this year. And I have nothing to back myself up on that. I have no stats. I haven't seen any footage. I have no film. That's just me just tossing up a coin and seeing heads or tails. I'm just taking a guess that Bernhard Longer is going to get absolutely smoked this week.
Well, the years like turning 62 to 63 is different than 22 to 23. Those years are
not for him, dude. That guy's like,
I know.
He's like reverse. He's like fucking Benjamin Button.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going, I think he makes the cut. Yep.
I'm going no. I'm with Frankie. I just think it's a safe bet that if you just take every year that he's finally going to just become an old man, then one of those years you're going to be right. So I'm just going to say this year, that's it. I think Bernhard Longer's run finally comes to an end. 64 he's just too old. He's just too old. So I'm going to say Bernhard Longer does not make the cut this year.
Wow.
Nothing's more frustrating. We're going to do a little cross-country mortgage here, okay? Frankie and I both acquired homes recently thanks to cross-country mortgage helping us out through the entire process. Nothing is more frustrating than landing on the green only to 3-putt. Well, that and trying to find a helpful mortgage lender that you can trust is probably going to be the biggest decision, biggest financial purchase commitment of your entire life. So it's stressful to try to find somebody that you truly can trust that's going to help you out, have your best interests in mind. That's why Cross Country Mortgage does what they do. They have everything for everyone. Cross Country Mortgage has a team of loan officers dedicated to getting you the best possible loan terms available. They have an average close time of 21 days, which is ridiculously fast. They got a wide variety of loan types, which means they've got everything to cover everyone. What's your guy's name again there, Frankie? Your boy?
Yeah, Chris
your
Devon.
pal?
Sorry, I just had to knock one of these mosquitoes out of the air. You don't know what you're dealing with down here in South Carolina. By the way, Augusta and then North Augusta. Augusta's in Georgia, North Augusta's in another state. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's South Carolina. Weird.
Cross-country mortgage, especially in this market, everyone hates when I put an X in there, especially in this market where it's like really hard to get a house right now. Everyone's like everyone's going after the one house that they find in that neighborhood that they like, and there's a million different offers. The one thing I learned is that you need to have a leg up on the other buyers, and one of those things that you need to have is a pre-approval. You're already ahead of like 80% of the people that show up for these houses and that have all of these offers coming in. And then you need someone, once you finally get your offer approved, you need someone that's there for you and that's really fast, and that's what Cross Country Mortgage is. Chris Devon, my guy, would answer my texts or my calls or my agent's texts or calls every single second, whether it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. He was there sending over approvals, sending over what we could do, letting the freaking buyers know, hey, this is Frankie, this is what he's got, I've checked all of his stuff, he's got this credit. Like, he was so involved in my process. I'm telling you, I've learned from experience of my friends that have gone with other companies. There's nothing even close. I got another mosquito coming at me. You don't know what you're dealing with over here in South Carolina, so I'm trying to get these things out of here. Go with Cross Country Mortgage. Just give them a try. You're going to get a free quote. You're going to talk to them. You're going to feel that they're people. They are people. Go do it. Go talk to them. Tell them we sent you.
Go to ccm.com/barstool so Cross Country Mortgage can take care of you through the buying process. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. They truly are the best. It's a huge decision, so make sure that you get the best in the business to help you out. Next one, I'm going to go with a little Fred Couples. Will Freddie Couples make the cut?
No.
Boom, boom.
No, I have no backing to that. I mean, I know, he's out there playing with Tiger and JT, so maybe a little bit of that magical rub off on old Freddie Boom Boom. But I'm just gonna say no.
Boom Boom's got that pizzazz, and no matter how old he gets, I don't know. It's just that soft swing, that slow just vibe, and that swag that he's got in his own cool way. I don't see him as losing too much of an edge the older he gets. Like, Bernard Longer's so, like, he reminds me of one of those guys that, like, rides those really cool mountain bikes throughout his town. He's got the whole suit on, and he's, like, riding those. Like, Longer, to me, is, like, once he reaches his athletic peak, it's going to kill him that he can't keep doing it. You know what I mean? You guys get that same vibe from him? So, but something about Boom Boom is that, like, he can keep doing that slow motion for me type of swing until he's 90. Like, I don't know that him getting older is really affecting his game that much. And he looks great. He looks fucking unbelievable. I mean, I don't know how old he is. How old is Freddie Couples?
Freddie Couples, I believe,
68.
is 60. I'm going to say 63.
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, see, him and Bernard are in the same category, and I see one as, like, being able to kind of continue his slow, nice tempo town swing.
62.
How old? Okay, so yeah, I'm saying he has a pretty good week, Freddie Couples. I think we're gonna see him get
Kinda
hot
did him dirty
on
there,
Thursday.
Kind of did him dirty.
68. Jesus, Trent. What
I'm saying he does make the cut.
Okay, I'm going to say he makes the cut as well.
Yeah, I don't see him falling off yet. I think Freddie's got it at Augusta.
So Francesco Molinari, Tiger Woods, I would say, for all intents and purposes, killed him here a couple of years ago, 2019. Multiple shots in the water coming down the stretch. Tiger wins the greatest Masters in the history of sports. I'm going to say he misses the cut. I think everybody's probably going to say that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to think about him.
Okay.
You know, like
Good.
I'm just not Molinari. He's not. If you hadn't mentioned him just now, I don't think the name Francesco Molinari would have entered my brain within the next week.
No, same. That's a great point, Trent. That's nothing
good,
against
I'm glad.
him. He's got a great first name, and my name's not Francesco. It's Frank on my birth certificate, but people call him Frankie.
I like him too. He seems like a cool cat, cool customer, but I just think Tiger Woods murdered him, so I don't expect a lot out of him. Bryson DeChambeau. So it was only a few years ago where Bryson had the famous "this course is a par 68 for me" comment. He has a horrible track record at Augusta National coming into this event. He got absolutely dominated at the match play. I think he only got like half a point, tied one match maybe. And then he missed the cut last week at the Valero. And he really hasn't played much since or before then because of the injuries and all that. We expecting much out of Bryson this week, boys?
No, I think he put a hex on himself with the par 67. I think this place is going to, for the entirety of his career, it's going to give him fits because he spit in the faces of the golf gods with that comment, and you just can't do that. And I really think whether it's mentally to him or if it's actual golf spirits that live at Augusta National, they're going to not allow him to ever perform all that well. So no. Short answer, no. I don't think
I don't have him winning, obviously. That's just not who I have winning. But when you look at his stats when you look at his odds on the Barstool Sportsbook, he's in the realm of the Hideki Matsuyamas, the Louis Oosthuizens, the Corey Connors, the Matthew Fitzpatricks. Like, they still have him at 45-1. Like, this guy is still good value. Bryson DeChambeau is a better player than 45-1. Bryson DeChambeau, when healthy, is a top 10 betting golfer. He just is. Like, when you see him on the leaderboard, you're like, that's Bryson DeChambeau. He should be there. I actually find a lot of value in Bryson. If he's swinging healthy and he's back from this injury and he's like playing well and he's hitting freely, plus 4,500, I like this bet. I like Bryson DeChambeau. I don't think he's going to win. Maybe you could place a top 10 on him, a top 5. But I think he's actually going to be all right this week. He's going to really benefit from all of the stuff not being on him.
I mean, it'd take a lot for Hideki to repeat, but I like his odds at plus 4,500 as well.
Yeah, I would agree with you guys. I kind of like that. Once you get outside of like the 30-1 range, you can find a couple guys with some really good value. I think those are two of them. I couldn't agree more with that. Just in the sense that they definitely might miss the cut. They might go out in flames. It might not. But they also, if they kind of have a good first round or two, I wouldn't be shocked if they're in contention and have a serious chance to win. Hideki won, obviously, the Masters last year, but he also won in Japan in a very emotional, phenomenal win in his home country where golf's huge and he's a megastar. Won in Japan. Then he won in the playoff, hitting that 3-wood from 280 or whatever it was at the Sony Open to like 2 feet and made an eagle. He's pulled out of the Players Championship and he withdrew last week with some injuries. So that's obviously the biggest point of concern. Maybe, the latest one was just precaution because he's going into Augusta. There's a lot on his plate with the Champions Dinner and being the defending champion and all that stuff. But obviously he can win here because he's done it. Kevin Kisner, who we're going to see tomorrow night and who hopefully, he's a local guy. He's from 30 minutes away. We're actually in his hometown right now. But Kiz's record here is not great. Kiz missed the cut in each of his last 2 starts and has no top 20 finishes in his Masters career. And has, I believe, deemed this one of the courses that he really doesn't think he has much of a chance at because of how long it is. And he's not the longest hitter. And, he likes courses where you need to hit it straight. You don't necessarily need to hit it that long. He at Augusta, you really could kind of spray it for most, PGA Tour courses. You can spray it and you just want to be able to hit it pretty far. But he's Kiz, so he's obviously a bulldog. He's played really well this year. Lost in the championship against Scotty Scheffler just 2 weeks ago, and finished solo 4th at the Players Championship, and had several other top good finishes throughout the beginning of this year. So who knows with Kiz. Rory, everybody's going to hear the chasing career Grand Slam thing once the Tiger stuff kind of slows down a little bit. Rory missed the cut last week, but I don't know if that really matters. It feels like he could heat up at any time. Mm-hmm. And then there's just so many other names that, it's hard to go through. Zalatoris was kind of the sensation last year who gave this whole place a really hot run.
What are his odds right now? I wonder what his odds are. I'd have to look on the sports book.
I wouldn't hate. And then everybody started talking about decade golf because he had never played the Masters before. Yet it looked like he was going to win the tournament for a while. I know the Big Cat, the Part My Take guys, got big time behind him, and there were all the Happy Gilmore's caddy things going on. That was just a year ago. Matthew Fitzpatrick, outside of the Players Championship bad draw, he has in his most recent starts tied for 18th at the match play where he lost to Scotty Scheffler in like a 7-hole playoff, tied for 5th at the Valspar, tied for 9th at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, tied for 10th at the Phoenix Open, tied for 6th at Pebble Beach Pro-Am. So Matthew Fitzpatrick's been playing really good golf quietly throughout this year.
Who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the guy that we're not expecting that wins? And you know what? When you said the name Matthew Fitzpatrick, I had a vision of him having the green jacket put on his body.
Wow, really?
So I will be going to the Barstool Sportsbook and putting money on Matthew Fitzpatrick to win the 2022 Masters for sure.
I might get on that with you. I could see that. He's never won in the States, I believe, or on the PGA Tour yet, I guess I should say, which is a shocking number. He had the embarrassment at the Ryder Cup where he went like 0-5 and was clearly pretty rattled about it. But he's obviously got a phenomenal track record. He won the U.S. Amateur. He's had a good string of top finishes outside of the players where he got screwed in the draw. And he's going to break through and win tournaments. He's got that feisty. He's almost got a little Kiz to him where he's a littler guy. He doesn't hit it particularly far, but he's feisty and gutsy and clearly winning the U.S. Amateur. He's good in match play. So if it comes down the stretch back nine at Augusta with that type of match play vibe, he could be kind of guy that pulls it off and is clutch under pressure. And then you start to get into the big names. You got Spieth, Cantlay, Xander, Victor Hovland, Morikawa, Rahm, Cam Smith, DJ, Scheffler, Koepka, JT. Like those, there are so many names in the world of golf right now that it feels like Tiger taking all of that attention, it almost is overwhelming to think about how many names and storylines there are in the world of golf in terms of top names. And then we're just blowing it all up and throwing a Tiger Woods in the mix. It's overwhelming to think about going into the Masters tournament.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. It's the Masters. It's back.
Got that old bag Larry Mize at 5,000 to 1. Throw a $5 bet on that guy for him to win the Masters and just completely take away all storylines from Tiger Woods. You win 25 G's. You kidding me? You know what I'm saying?
I'm really into this Matty Fitz pick. I'm really into it.
Throw a dollar on Larry Mize. Shock the world.
I did put a little on Tiger already, so I mean, I'm gonna Tiger and Matty Fitz. Those are gonna be my guys this week, I think.
Those are your big guys?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I bet on Tiger last week. I threw some on Tiger last week. I couldn't help it.
You have to.
I had to.
You just have to.
I like the top 10s. Yeah, I like the top 10s too.
Yeah, I gotta do a couple of those.
All right. Thursday show. We'll all tweet out our official picks. You know, it's early in the week. It's Monday. We're going through everything. We're seeing how the course shapes up. What kind of weather comes in? As it gets softer, is that going to change who I really like? We've thrown a couple of ours out there, but we'll throw some more Barstool Sportsbook picks at you through social, and then we'll obviously break them down more for Thursday's show. Frankie and I are in town. We don't have much of a plan. We got some access the next few days. We're just going to be in the mix. That's kind of the thing. And then we're going to meet you boys out in good old Chicago. And we're going to have ourselves a hell of a week.
I'm going to need you guys to buy me something. I'll pay you for it. But like an Augusta hoodie maybe? Ooh, I would take one of those.
I'm going right to the Peter Millar section. If they have a nice comfort lava wash hoodie with that logo on it, are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me?
I don't care what the tag says. Put it in the bag and bring it to Chicago. I'm an XL.
Woo!
That's cool. You guys are gonna have. That's gonna be fun. I mean, you guys get to walk the grounds. You guys are gonna have a fucking blast.
Can't wait, man.
We're very excited. We're all giddy at the airport, seeing each other, driving to Augusta, following the signs. We're trying to take pictures. Frankie tried to take a picture of the sign that said Augusta like 100 times. You just get jacked up. We're going to go to that pro shop. We're going to buy stuff for everybody that we know, buy stuff for ourselves. Like you said, Trent, you're not even looking at the price tag. It doesn't matter. You're here, you're buying it, you see something cool. You're going to wear it for the rest of your life. I'm going to wear it all over those live streams in Chicago. So it's go time. It's Masters Week. Tiger Woods, I think, is playing. We got so much more to get to for Thursday's show. So stick with us. Enjoy the Sergio video on YouTube. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
There's a kid absolutely crushing some sort of aliens on his Oculus right now, and I'm just watching him just have the time of his life. I don't know where we're at right now, but it's a funny scene. Let's go, Tiger.